Hello, my name's Ryan Ashker. Welcome to the Restaurant Show right here on CW57. Today we're going to be joined by Moose from the Club Tavern, as well as Rosie's. All that and so much more. It's the Restaurant Show here on CW57. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Right now, I'm joined by my friend Moose from the Club Tavern over in Middleton.
Hello. How are you doing, Ryan?
Good, Moosey. How are you today?
I hear you got a party coming up. I hear you want to get together with 1,000 of your closest friends. You don't have to have a special occasion, but it's your birthday, I heard.
It's coming.
It is coming?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're of age, correct?
I am.
All right, so we can talk alcohol too.
All right.
We do a lot of catering at the Club Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to call me up, you're going to either get on the phone or you're going to send me an email and go, Moose, I want to have a party. I'm going to ask you some pertinent questions. How many people?
Okay.
What the date?
All
what
right.
the time? Most importantly is, what's your budget?
Sure.
In your case, we'll be doing mac and cheese.
All right. That's true.
Yeah. In my case, we'd probably be doing mac and cheese also, but that's here and there. So we'll sit down, we'll talk our way through the party, get all the dynamics figured out, figure out how many people we got coming, figure out what needs to be cooked when, what needs to be cooked where.
Sure.
We'll come to your house, you can come to my house. We'll go anywhere for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have been at Lambeau Field cooking for the UW Marching Band. We've been down in Tennessee cooking for occasions.
Wow.
We go all over for the right occasion. But most of the time we're in Dane County. So you're gonna have your party down at Lakeview Park.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And you want to have burgers, you want to have brats,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to have chicken breast sandwiches. You ask us to bring it there and cook it there because you want it nice and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You also want to have the fun. Everybody likes to stay around the grill,
Oh, yeah.
beer in hand, talking about the whole schmooze. So we'll be down there. We'll be cooking it up for you. The sides, the green bean almondine, the baked beans, the cheesy hash browns, all those sides we'll do back at the tavern
Sure.
and transport them nice and warm to the site and serve them up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can also do the full line of any and all beverages you like. We can do water, we can do beer, we can do pop, we can do anything.
Wow.
We make a killer homemade hand-squeezed lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
We do a raspberry lemonade. Anything for the sweet taste of you, we can cater to.
I like it.
Today, we brought along some beer broiled brats and brought along some burgers.
So we have some catering samples here today.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So everything is brought to you in these chafers. Keep them nice and warm.
All right.
Like I said, we have the beer boiled brats and have a green bean almondine here. These are a 4-to-1 burger. We can do a 4-to-1 or a 3-to-1 or a half-pound burger if you like.
Oh.
And the big boys. And then cheesy hash browns in this case.
Cheesy hash browns. Are those the same as your mooskies then, or no?
No, these are different than the
Okay.
moosies. These are just cheese and hash browns.
All right. And that looks fantastic.
Yeah,
too.
but the moosies are over the top.
They are.
They're the cheesy hash browns with bacon, lots of bacon, onions, and Swiss cheese added to the cheddar jack.
And that's another option people can get
You
too?
betcha.
Wow.
You betcha.
All right.
Plus, we can do French fries, we can do steak fries, we can do potato chips. If it's a potato, we can do it.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Sounds good.
Yeah, our loaded potato salad is phenomenal. Right now, we're looking at a lot of graduation parties, but we'll do company picnics. Unfortunately, we do funerals too, but that's part of the position and the job. But we'll come to any occasion you want to celebrate. We'll be there for you.
So would you do birthdays? You would do maybe new baby parties?
Oh, love to do a new baby party.
Literally, you could go from life to death with Club Tavern Catering.
You betcha. We had a real fun one the other day. We did a diaper party for a gentleman. I'd never done one before. You know, rather than a baby shower, it was for a guy. And it was the first time we had done one, and it was a blast.
Interesting.
Yeah, all the guys brought diapers and baby wipes and really beautiful stroller setup. So that was a lot of fun.
So with your catering, what's the biggest amount of people that Club Tavern's dealt with?
Well, we got one coming up at UW Health Week.
Okay.
And we feed all the different clinics in Dane County throughout the week. And then on the end of the week, we feed the UW Hospital.
Oh, goodness.
It's lunch for 4,500 of my closest friends.
4,500.
Yep. That's a lot of fun.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It takes a little choreographing and to get it down, but we get it through.
And you got the staff to do it. I can attest to that. You got great people. What about on the other end of things? What's the smallest amount of people you could help out?
We just did a party for 12 today.
Okay.
Being Cinco de Mayo, we have a great buffet today, and they want to know if we deliver the buffet. So sure. We loaded up the buffet, brought it over in chafing dishes, and Humana had a great meal today.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So big or small, we'll be glad to be there.
Great. And I also want to point out now that weather's finally starting to heat up, we're getting into spring and summer here, you guys have not one, not two, but 3 volleyball courts this year, correct?
Correct. We're utilizing the courts at Bowling Green.
Okay.
I've got plenty of spaces left over there. We're trying to get a men's fours league going and a women's fours league going. Haven't had a chance to do one of those in a few years. So hopefully we can get one of them going. So if anyone is really into some good competitive volleyball, give Moose a call at the Club Tavern. Either men's fours or women's fours.
And with that, you don't have to have a full team. You can just put your name in there, and you guys will kind of put them with the team.
You betcha. We'll do
for
our
people that are interested in playing.
Yeah, we'll find someone to help you.
And one of the things I like about Club Tavern, I've played there for a while now, you guys have picture races among your players.
No,
and teams,
no, not at all. No, we don't encourage drinking one bit. No. We give out these little cards that you drink 4 pitchers or 5 pitchers or 6 pitchers. Moose will buy the 7th.
Okay.
And then you turn them back in when they're full, and we get you up on a scoreboard. And the team that has the most pitchers at the end of the season, I pay for the next season of volleyball.
Oh, wow. So that's added incentive.
Yeah. If it happens to be your softball team that wins, we have a different incentive. It'll be a cash situation.
We win a lot.
Yes, yes, they do.
And keep in mind, while you're out there and you're filling those pitchers and things like that, Club Tavern always has a safe ride system and a way to get home, so no one has to worry about that either.
You know, it's not only just the Club Tavern, but we do a really good job with it. If you're anywhere out and about in Dane County and you don't think you should be driving, talk to your bartender. They'll get you home. I don't know of an establishment in Dane County that won't do their best to make sure you're home safe and sound. So if you don't think you should be driving, talk to your bartender. They'll take good care of you.
Words of wisdom. Keep that in mind. If you're out, have a good time. Don't drive home impaired. That's not what anyone wants. Club Tavern, also great food, great drinks, and as you can see, catering for any number of people. Graduation coming up and a lot of other events. Moose, thanks for coming out here today.
Glad to be here. You know, you got to come on out to Middleton. It's right in the middle of it. And tell them Moose sent you.
And there you go. We'll be right back with more of the restaurant show after this. Hello and welcome back to the restaurant show. I'm very excited today because every time she stops in, I get to learn something new that I get to put to use at home myself. We have Kaz in from Rosie's Bakery. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And I noticed you brought some guests along. Who do we have with us?
I did. I brought Michael and Adam of JBC Coffee Roasters. And what's so exciting about JBC is they roast right here in Madison, Wisconsin, and they have their coffees are all rated. So you know how there's like Wine Spectator magazine, they rate wines. Well, there's also Coffee Review, and that is in the coffee world. And they have more coffees rated 90 or above than any other roaster in the world, and we're so excited to be to know them.
So I'm assuming the 90 and above means it's good coffee that I'm going with.
We hope so.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to learn a little bit about it. And you said JBC is served right at Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery, correct?
Correct, exclusively.
So that's exclusive.
Yes.
The only place you can get the highest rated coffee that we have. And we're going to learn something interesting about it today. Siphon brewing for coffee. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, siphon brewing is actually a pretty old technique of making coffee. How it works is it's 2 chambers, one of which will have water inside of it. Heat is applied to the bottom to expand that water up into the upper chamber. There the coffee is introduced. It's allowed to mingle and brew, and then when we're ready, we'll remove the heat source. That will condense and create a vacuum, which will draw the coffee back down into the bottom bowl.
Wow, so that's very different than how we make coffee at home. Now, with that, there's a lot of different things going on. What kind of changes or variables or things can you do to change the outcome or how the final product is going to taste with that coffee?
That could be a very long-winded answer.
Okay.
But for the short and sweet of it, I would say your grind pattern, the quality of the coffee, and the quality of the water are going to be the most determining factors, as well as the amount of time that you leave the coffee in contact with the water.
So I'm assuming with that you want to move kind of pretty quickly and get a good product out of that? Okay, good. Especially if you're going to have amazing coffee, you're going to want to put the time in and get a good product out of that. So what's different about the coffee? Why is it so highly rated? What's different about it than something I'm just going to go pick up at the grocery store and throw in my coffee maker?
So really, one of the huge keys is that a lot of people don't realize coffee is actually a cherry that grows on a tree.
Okay.
And it's the seed from the inside of the cherry that we're all after and that we roast and that is consumed by the consumer. And like any other fruit, if it is ripened thoroughly, then it has a high sugar content. And so if they are harvesting absolutely perfectly ripe fruit, then there's a high sugar content in the cherry, and that sugar soaks into the seed and produces a very sweet beverage once it's roasted.
So it's really, like you said, I like the fruit analogy, it's just kind of picking a bean when it's ripe to have the best coffee bean.
That's absolutely the start of it. Now, many things can go wrong from there.
Sure.
But the bottom line is the top producers in the world are really selectively picking fruit at its optimum ripeness, which is this really nice purplish sangre color. And it's very unique to the best producers in the world.
Very interesting. And this is kind of the process that you're going through now on how it's done?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an early start simply to help with the time frame.
For sure.
Otherwise, this could run over for you guys.
And one of the things, just to point out too, is, you know, we're in the summer months, it's nice and hot out, but if you're actually warm, the best beverage to have isn't something cold, it's a warm beverage.
That's right.
That's something I did know. And to have a warm beverage, you can try some of these coffees right at Rosie's, correct?
Correct.
And out on the patio.
Yes, out on the patio. We can do, we siphon brew at Rosie's, so you can come on in and get a siphon brew. We are doing cold press coffee. We use the Harfusa, and it is so good. You can have that cut with water or milk, and that one is great out on the patio on a hot day.
It smells amazing. You should let them smell it.
Oh my goodness, wow. That's very different than what I know what I brew at home. That's very different. That's got a good smell to that. And you said, so you can get it cold or?
You can get it cold or hot,
Okay.
yep, and sit out on the patio and enjoy it with your lunch or your breakfast.
Oh, that would be great. And the patio is so nice. If you haven't checked out the patio yet, you have to. It's just beautiful little patio. Now, seeing we're talking about coffee today, I want to ask, all the things you bake and prepare for us, do you ever use coffee to bake as well?
I sure do. We don't want our coffee to go to waste.
Okay.
So sometimes, you know, at the end of the day, if we have a little bit of coffee left over, we actually use it in our chocolate cake. It's a very old recipe. It was my friend's grandmother's recipe, and it has coffee in it. And so we call it baker's coffee. It goes back in the cooler, and we bake it in our chocolate cake. It also, we do an espresso-filled donut. So we do pull shots of espresso and get it in our filling and make our own filling from scratch with JBC espresso there. We've done cheesecakes with the espresso. We've done cupcakes with espresso cheesecake fillings and espresso buttercreams on top. So there's all kinds of things you can do with coffee.
The chocolate cake surprised me. I didn't think that'd be one to work with. I've heard of weird things in chocolate cake. Coffee's not one of them. I'm gonna have to try that one now.
There's some in your break room.
Is it time for a break? No? Okay. And what we have here, you can see, so it is a full process of what we're going through to kind of get the coffee. And the cool thing was you saw the water actually come up, and that's when he added the ground up beans and things like that.
Yep, once the water has had a chance to rise into this upper chamber, I let it stabilize for just a moment at the proper temperature of about 200 degrees.
Okay.
At that point, once I'm confident that it is temperature stable, I add the coffee, I start my timer, and the process begins.
Okay. Now, with the time, is that just letting it kind of brew into the water and mix with the water to give you that?
Essentially, yeah. The water, the hot water is acting as a solvent, and it's getting inside of the cellular structure of the coffee, and it's pulling out all the flavors and aromas and volatile aromatics and essential oils that we want to pull from the coffee itself and have end up in our beverage.
And one thing I learned before we started today is this is something that's been around for a long time. Siphon brewing isn't brand new. You said that was around before World War II, correct?
Yeah, it's actually a really old-fashioned way of making coffee. And so prior to World War II, there was a lot more specialty type coffee being made. And now we're really just seeing a resurgence of that.
That's very cool stuff. Well, I'm getting really excited to try this coffee. We're going to show you guys what that looks like when it's done. But until next time, we'll be back with more of the restaurant show. We definitely want to thank Michael and Adam and of course Kaz from Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery for joining us here today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the restaurant show in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to the restaurant show. Right now I am happy to be joined by Nick Morse from a restaurant that's literally perfect for us here in Wisconsin, Max, the Macaroni and Cheese Shop. How are you doing here today?
Good.
Great. And we're talking, we have some great things lined up. And the first one we're going to talk about was the Memphis, correct?
Yeah, actually today what we're going to talk about is show some of the viewers that it's not just mac and cheese, which is what we specialize in. And
Oh, so it's not the Memphis mac and cheese.
No. It's
right.
our Memphis melt. And what those are is our grilled cheeses, grilled cheese sandwiches. So we don't venture too far out of our comfort zone, but we do want the viewers to know that we're not just mac and cheese in case there are the select few throughout the state that maybe mac and cheese isn't their ideal meal. We do offer our melts or our grilled cheese sandwiches as well as wedge salads and desserts.
So mac and cheese and grilled cheese.
And grilled
So we
cheese,
got
yeah.
some sandwiches too. So we're going to do the Memphis melt.
Yes, the Memphis melt. This is our pulled barbecue pork that we add to our grilled cheese sandwich. This is one of 6 melts that we have. We also have a buffalo chicken melt, a chicken bacon ranch melt, chipotle chicken melt. We have a patty melt, and then we also have, of course, the Memphis that we're going to show today.
Sounds good.
So just like any great grilled cheese, we're not reinventing the wheel at Max. We just like to take things and do it well. So everyone, we start with our bread. We have 2 types of bread. We have this, which is our white sourdough, and then we also have wheat as an option too for all of our melts. We use a flat top at the restaurant, but for the sake of being on TV, we'll use this pan here, same difference. But of course, we always start by getting a nice coat of butter around the bread. We want to make sure every side, every inch of that face on the bread is covered, and we put that and let that grill up a little bit. Then we add to all of our melts our 4-cheese blend.
So that you use the shredded cheese. You don't go with the slices or
No,
anything.
no,
Okay.
we shred our own. This is 4 different cheeses. It has Munster, American, mozzarella, and cheddar. So all 4 of these mixed together, they all add their own kind of unique component and help really make for a nice, flavorful, unique, and of course cheesy sandwich
And
when it's
now,
all said and done.
Is there advantage to using the shredded cheese as opposed to maybe the slices we would use at home?
Well, we like the main reason we use it is because we like that blend. We like them mixed together. So shredding it's going to give us the best consistency through and through, where the cheese is mixed together. It also, we like the way it melts down, sliced as opposed to just shredded as opposed to the slices. So we'll just add that now that our bread is on the grill, and we get, of course, both sides. We don't want to leave any of that left out.
Filled up. And we have 2 different kinds of bread. You mentioned
Yep.
that.
This is the sourdough, and then we also have a wheat bread. And each of the 6 melts come in either option.
In either or. Okay,
Yep.
so take your pick on that.
So we'll just let it kind of cook here for a little bit. we'll actually put it in the oven to let it cook a little faster. And then the finished product, well, is like all of our macs, served on a skillet. Each one comes with chips and pickles, obviously. But then you can kind of see here we had the pulled pork inside there.
Goodness
We can
gracious.
see the melted cheese in there, kind of melted down and stuck to the pork. And then we had a nice, crispy, consistent
That perfect
bread.
grilled cheese.
Perfect grilled
crust.
cheese.
So what's kind of the ratio from what you do in sandwiches to what you're doing in grilled cheese?
Obviously,
Or doing to mac and cheese, yeah.
Obviously, Max, we sell quite a bit more. That's what we specialize in. That's the name, Macaroni and Cheese Shop. But the grilled cheese are a great option. The melts are a great option for those people that maybe want to mix and match. They might get a small mac and then split with their significant other or a coworker half of one of the melts and do a little mix and match where
Some
they get
variety
Yep.
with it.
And then, like I said, there's plenty of people that maybe mac and cheese they're not feeling that certain day, and they'll get the melt instead.
Very nice, and that looks fantastic. So, gotta try one of the melts now next time I go up
Yeah.
there. Had plenty of the mac and cheese. Gotta try a melt now.
Very popular.
Also, we have time quick. You brought something else for us today too.
Yep, we always like to highlight one of our desserts. Today I brought a salted caramel cheesecake. We make these in-house, just like our Macs. As you can see here, we always have on our menu a chocolate cake, homemade chocolate cake, and a Reese's peanut butter cup cheesecake. And then now we like to kind of rotate through different varieties. We have now the salted caramel. Before we had a chocolate cinnamon cheesecake, and we're just kind of always looking for something unique to kind of tinker with the menu and add a little bit more variety.
So you have the two permanent ones,
Yep.
and then just kind of rotating through the rest.
Yeah,
of them
rotating
as well.
a specialty cheesecake.
Okay.
Once again, keeping
And that one
keeping
looks-
with our theme.
Great. And so, do you have other desserts, or is it just kind of the rotation of?
The rotation
The
of our
cakes.
homemade desserts, and then we also have chocolate chip cookies. That if people want, they can add. They can get the cookie separate, or they can add it with a beverage and make it a value meal on any of their entrees, whether it's a mac, a melt, or a wedge. Just couple a beverage and a cookie together.
See, isn't that like the all-American meal though? You got the macaroni and cheese, you got a drink with that, and then finish off with a chocolate chip cookie. I mean, what's more Midwestern than that? Just putting it out there. So, and with all of the melts, those ingredients, there's kind of a reverse to that where you can have that as an actual mac and cheese dish. Correct?
Yeah, all of our melts you can see come directly off of our Mac menu. So the pulled pork that we're using here in this melt also comes on our Memphis Mac. Our chicken bacon ranch melt is the same chicken, ranch, and bacon that we're using on our Macs. So we definitely like to keep that flavor profile similar, so you're not venturing too far out of what we do best.
And that sounds like the chicken bacon ranch. That might be the one I have to try. And you guys have two locations.
Yep. We're in Sun Prairie, out by Cabela's, the new Marcus Movie Theater, opening on April 30th. And then we also have our original location, which is in downtown Wisconsin Dells.
So it gives you a chance to get a dinner and movie, or if you're up in the Dells on vacation, you can have a little flavor of home closer to Madison. Do you guys cater, I remember too, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We love to cater. If you have any graduation parties coming up, any other big events, give one of the restaurants a call, whichever one you're closest to. We love to work things out. You can do any variety of the Macs that you wish, customize it however you want.
I love it. Invite me to that graduation party if you get them, I'll show up. Nick Morris from Max the Macaroni and Cheese Shop. We'll be right back with more of the restaurant show after this. Thank you for tuning into the restaurant show right here on CW57. My name is Ryan Ashgren. I'd love to thank all of our guests for stopping by and giving us an idea of some great food to try right here in Madison and the surrounding areas. The restaurant show here on CW57 where you can eat the best and forget the rest.